48 hours from now, I'm hoping I'll be sitting in front of a rake and bacon slot machine at the Caesars Palace waiting on my hand pay. And in 96 hours from now, I'll probably be sitting in the grandstands at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway wondering how the fuck Joey Logano fell into the Final Four yet again. That's because for the 33rd race of the Cup Series season and the first of the round of 8, NASCAR's headed back to Vegas, and I'll be in attendance. Or I may end up stuck on the roof of the Caesars Palace. I don't know, but there's a lot of badass paint schemes to review. Let's go. Starting us off, as always, is Ross the Boss. And although this paint scheme makes blood rush to the lower region of my body, I have bad news. This may be complete utter Twitter bullshit, but apparently the last 2 times Ross Chastain has ran the Tootsie's car, Joey Logano was the winner. I'm no Albert Einstein, but I think that's a 100% win rate. The only thing providing me with the last glimmer of hope that we won't see Joey Logano become a 4-time series champion is the fact that it's an odd year. And all because Ross couldn't figure out how to drive down pit road. 10. Predicting Austin Syndrome to make some sort of legacy run to the Final Four aged about as well as what you would think predicting Austin Syndrome to make a legacy Final Four run would age. And how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? 6. If Austin Dillon's granddaddy wasn't named Richard Childress, what do you think he'd be doing? I personally think he'd make a badass Mickey Mouse over at Disneyland. Got the height for it. 8. Hold on to your hats. This one might surprise you. Noah Gragson finished outside the top 20 again. But we're headed to his hometown track, so watch out. We might get a 19th. 8. Over the course of NASCAR history, we've seen a lot of bands grace these mighty machines. Most recently, we saw the Backstreet Boys try to launch themselves back into relevancy by sponsoring John Hunter Nemechek at this racetrack in the spring. Now, I have seen a lot of mixed opinions on this paint scheme. And you could go ahead and call me crazy in the comments if you want, but I think that this car absolutely obliterates any other musical paint scheme we have ever seen. And I'll go as far to say that this is one of the best paint schemes we've seen in the next-gen era. I actually feel bad for the rest of the field because this car looks like Kyle Larson personally invited everybody to their own funeral. And if he shows up to the track on Sunday wearing one of those Zac Brown Band top hats, the rest of the field might as well head to Cabo and stick their toes in the water and their ass in the sand because they don't stand a fucking chance. Glaze on. 10. For the rest of the week, before I go to bed and when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to get on my hands and knees and thank God for allowing me to live on this planet at the same time as Brad Keselowski. Because if you missed the news, NASCAR officially announced today that next year, they're upping the horsepower. And I truly believe had Brad not run his mouth on Corey LaJoie's La Podcast, then this wouldn't have happened. So thank you, Bradley, and your little Negs Lizette minions. Good karma is on your way. 10. Funny that Justin Haley's sponsored by a company that specializes in private jet charters because soon, if Spire opens their eyes, he won't be able to afford one. 6. So lately, I've really been beating a dead horse on the whole Kyle Busch's wash thing, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of hope this week. Kyle's coming back to his hometown track, and he ran really good here in the spring. He finished 33rd. That's one spot better than when he finished last week. And his paint scheme sucks. 0. For the first time since snapping one of his chicken legs pretending to be in the X Games a couple years ago, Chase Elliott heads into the round of 8 with more than one win on the season. And after spending a weekend with Sloppy Joe, he should be primed and ready for a run at a 5th place points finish. 0. I remember the time I drank an entire bottle of PGA Championship Lemonade Sugarland Moonshine. It came out just as fast as it went down. Paint scheme fucks though. 10. Good marketing idea having AM/PM sponsor the Vegas race because Denny Hamlin knows we're both degenerates. Once you get in that casino, you lose track of time. It might be 12 a.m., it might be 12 p.m. All I know is I hope I find this guy in Vegas because I think he shoves rabbit feet up his ass. I don't know if you guys remember, but the last Vegas race, this guy walked away with like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of winnings. And I'm sure he's going to be spending a lot of time there because he has to ease the pain of letting Joey Logano into the round of 8. Had you not wrecked your own driver for the win at Kansas, this wouldn't even be a conversation right now. Great work, Denny. 4. I still think it's Ryan Blaney's year. He could win at Vegas, he could win at Talladega, and he's absolutely 1,000% without a doubt going to win at Martinsville anyway. 9. I know there has to be some big-time jealousy going on. A.J. Allmendinger used to be the road course guy. He'd win every now and then. Then SVG comes along and makes this guy look like a clown. And I'm not talking about Ronald McDonald either. I'm talking about one of those clowns at the $5 circus that gets kicked in the nuts by a 3-year-old. SVG is the 3-year-old. 0. Mr. Busher! Thanks to my boy Kix over on Whatnot hooking me up with the dual win, I'm now only a couple die-cast away from completing the entire Chris Buescher win set. He's got a show tomorrow night at 8:30. I better see you guys there. It's going to be a real delight. Get it? 8. Chase Briscoe enters the round of 8 in the exact same points position as Chase Elliott. The only difference is he doesn't have millions of fans trying to convince you that he's the greatest thing that happened to racing since Henry Ford. And his car actually looks good. 10. For the entire season, Christopher Bell has been my pick to win the championship. And if it happens, that's fine and dandy. But it better not come in this god-awful paint scheme. Please, somebody tell me this is not the car running at Phoenix. We do not need this car produced with a big Cup Series champion sticker on the hood in color chrome, liquid color, this, that, and the other. Send those fuckers to Africa with the Denny Hamlin Championship t-shirts instead. I promise, nobody wants this car. Not even his mother. 0. Joshy! Last time at Vegas, Joshy made me a lot of money. And this weekend, he's going to help me make a bunch of money again because I'm not going to bet on him. 9. God, please save us from another Joey Logano championship. In a real point system, he would be 10th, 500 points behind the leader. How does he keep doing this? 6. I still don't know how I feel about this paint scheme, but one thing I do know for sure, I'm not going to miss it on the racetrack unless I develop color blindness between now and Sunday, which would be really bad for paint scheme reviews. The all-purple on this car is awesome, though. 9. As a William Byron hater, this is the round I've been waiting for. Because I just know this is when it's all going to collapse. But instead of giving him shit and saying he's about to fumble the bag, I'm actually going to apologize to him. I feel bad for him because one of the biggest Byron Glazers I've met in my entire life said that this is the ugliest car he's ever seen. I'll have to look back at the Discord, but I'm pretty sure his exact words were, William Byron deserves to lose the championship because that car is butt ugly. I'm sorry, dude. Your fans suck. But so does your paint scheme. 4. If Todd Gilliland has another autograph session this weekend, I'm 1,000% getting my shoes signed again. But this time I'm thinking about bringing a gallon of oil-based red so he can finger paint it on. And then maybe the signature will last more than half an hour. See you, Todd. 10. Here's your weekly reminder that Riley Herbst does in fact still exist. And don't even try to give me no bullshit on this Hungry Jack. I guarantee this guy prefers French toast sticks from Burger King. The only pancakes this guy gets are from McDonald's. 7. I like that Long John Silver's is actually promoting the fact that they have chicken. But at the same time, doesn't that worry you that the fish place isn't promoting their fish? Strange. 8. I love that Ford decided to be petty as fuck. They're like, hey, we know you're switching to Chevy next year, but we need to milk every last penny out of this partnership, so put Ford on the side of your car this week. 8. I fully support incorporating pink in your paint scheme for breast cancer awareness, but combining it with blue and green? Nah. 5. I just know you guys gotta have something better than this. 4. Speaking of 4, the 44's running. It kind of looks like they rebranded the Syracuse car. Are they making that into a diecast or not? Low-key fucked. 10. I know 97% of you get butterflies in your panties every time Jordan drops a new paint scheme, but I'm here to tell you, they suck. I'm not sure what shoe this is supposed to look like, nor do I care. You guys all let the pretty colors and the Jordan logo blind you from the fact that the quarter panel is empty. There's nothing there. This is minimal effort. But if they produce a diecast, you guys are all going to pre-order it. Oh, this is the greatest paint scheme ever. No, it's not. This car is the Ream scheme with fancy colors. 0. America! 8. Am I? Usually this is when I automatically say 8, but since it's a different paint scheme, before I made this video, I wanted to get Emily's 2 cents on the new ride. I think it looks like Chick Hicks rebranded to a person that tries to tell everybody to love one another. But Emily speculates that there's a deeper meaning. Her last name that she hasn't changed yet is green. Also, the celiac awareness color is green and should be with me at Vegas this weekend. So basically, this car was designed for her. 10. I had Pockrass Picks on Twitter telling me last week that Ty Gibbs was finally going to win because it was his birthday weekend or some shit. If the racing gods haven't rewarded Tyler Reddick with a win for everything that he's going through right now, do you think they give a shit that Ty Gibbs is a year older? No. He's never winning a race. 6. I know you guys all forgot, but I won't let you. Ryan Preece finished 3rd at Vegas in the spring. Not only that, I also went to Culver's for lunch today. The ticket number? 60. And he's sponsored by Crumble this weekend. What does that have to do with anything? Nothing, but it looks cool. The one thing he doesn't have going for him, though, is that white hood. I thought NASCAR eliminated that shit with the Confederate flag a few years ago. I guess not. I don't know what to score this. 7. Michael McDowell ran pretty good at the Roval. That's all I got. 3. I really love it, and it makes a lot of sense in my brain when a team runs a casino car the weekend before Vegas. Then you show up the following week with a body shop. Carson, you are damn lucky that this car bangs. By the way, an IRL stream at the casino would go so incredibly hard. 10. It is so awesome that since SVG won every road course race this year, he had enough playoff points to sneak into the round of 12, take an easy win at the Roval to give himself a chance to make the Final Four. Wait a second. That's right. He sucked on the ovals in the first round and got eliminated, just like I said he would. 10. Cocodrile. 10. And the Pit Stop Diecast Paint Scheme of the Week goes to Kyle Larson. This was actually so close that I asked for advice from other people. Did I listen to their advice? Hell no. But I did ask. Here's this week's top 3. Please, Ross, do not finish second to Joey this weekend. And now with only 3 races left in the season, this is where we stand in the Paint Scheme Review Championship point standings. No playoffs here. Who's going to take it all? See you at Vegas.